How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to fix the dome light on a 2003 Kia Sorento. Now this applies from the years of 2003 all the way up to 2006. So if you have an issue with your dome light, go ahead and stay tuned because I'm going to show you guys how to fix it. If you're anything like me, you know that it's very annoying when you get in your vehicle and you try to turn on the lights and they don't work. Now when this happens, it could either be your light bulb that's out, or the actual connection is bad, or the fuse is bad. Now I already eliminated two of those things, which is the light bulb and the fuse. Now the only other thing that can cause this to not turn on is the actual connection that the light bulb connects to. So let's go ahead and remove this cover and take a closer look. Use a small flathead or a small pick like the one that I have right here, and go ahead and pry on this plastic piece right here and it'll come right off. Just like so. Once you remove the cover, you're going to have access to your light bulbs. Now like I stated before, these light bulbs are actually good, so we're not going to be replacing them. But the thing that we are going to be replacing is the housing that these light bulbs sit in. It's kind of hard for you to see it. In order for us to get access to it, we're going to have to remove this cover right here in the way. We're going to go ahead and remove several Phillips screws that hold this down to the top part of the roof right here. In order to get access to the Phillips screws, we're going to go ahead and pop this cover down, and it's going to give us access to two Phillips screws. And then you're also going to remove this down and remove the other two screws holding this down. Once you remove those four screws, you should be able to pry this down. Now that we have removed the screws, we're going to go ahead and pop this cover down. I'm going to use the small pick right here to pry down on this. It shouldn't take too much force, but if it does get hanged up in some spots, just go ahead and use this to help you pry it down. When you're removing this, you don't want to pry on it too much because there's still some connectors on the back that turn on the light bulbs. So we're just gonna pry this from the hooks right here on the corner. This is a closer view of what you need to pry off to get this piece out of the top of the roof right here. As you guys can see, it's still connected, so go ahead and just disconnect that connector. This is a closer look at what needs to be swapped over. So right here, this is the housing that houses these light bulbs. So basically what probably happened is that the connector where the light bulb twists into got corroded, or something went bad, or the plastic melted, or one of these wires lost a good connection. So we're just gonna go ahead and just swap it over to a replacement one instead of trying to figure out where it went wrong. It's pretty easy to swap these over. The only thing that you might find difficulty is on these connectors right here. These are the buttons that you push in to turn on the light. Now in order to pop these out of there without breaking them, you have to be really good at getting into tight spots, if you know what I mean. But it is doable. As you guys can tell, I have these off. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this cover by removing some fasteners right here. These are Phillips screws. Just go ahead and remove those and pretty much swap these over. Once you're done removing the screws, this is what's going to be left out of that cover. So like I said, we're just going to be transferring this one onto the cover. As you guys can tell, we have this piece missing on the replacement, and that's because the replacement was gray. So we're just going to transfer this piece onto here. Now this can be very difficult, so I would probably suggest for you guys to find one that's the same color interior as your vehicle, because these guys are kind of hard to pop out of the cover right here. And you risk breaking these. So I would be very careful if you guys are going to be doing this, and I would highly suggest for you guys to just find the same color interior so that you won't run into this issue. But from here on, you're basically just transferring things over and then we're gonna go ahead and put everything back together and try out the light. Before we put everything back together, we're gonna go ahead and test to see if the connector works. So we're gonna plug this back on. Once it's connected, we're gonna go ahead and test the lights. All right, so as you guys can see, this one does work. Now if I can just reach this other one. There we go. As you guys can see, they both work, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and wrap this up and put everything back together. This is pretty much going to wrap up the video. If you guys found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.